everybody. I just wanted to give y'all an update on my gardening adventure. We did a lot of work this weekend. Alan did a lot of work last week. He made me a pretty flower bed at the front of the house, and I'm going to show you that. But first I want to show you, I planted some begonias from bulbs, and I've also, my seed ones, they're kind of like still not doing very well. I don't see any growth, but I'm not giving up, so I'm just hoping that that takes longer. And I knew when I got them that it might not work out well because begonias are very persnickety. So, but I did get my bulbs, all three of them, to bloom, or they're not blooming yet, but they're growing. So here is that one. See this right here? It's growing. And then I have in here, I have my other two. This one is really doing well. You can see the leaves. And then I have this one. This one's going to be pink, I believe. She's coming up all nice and pretty too. So we are just working on the yard, and as you can see, I have a lot of my plants. These brilliant dianthus, I grew them from seeds. I just transplanted these today. These are my magic fountain delphinium. I put them in a bigger pot because they're starting to take off and be spreading about. So, and then I planted these today. These are new seeds that I had got. These are going to be junior sunflowers. Junior sunflowers are like a dwarf sunflower. They don't get as tall as regular sunflowers, so I wanted to try them out. So I just planted them today. So I believe it said that it takes about 7 to 14 days to germinate, so I hope that they take off and do well for me too. And over here I was washing out the thing and got crap in there. The hanging basket, little firebirds, those are supposed to be like spilling out of the planter too, so I hope those do well. Let's see what else. These right here, I do not really know what it is. It kind of just looks like grass, but it's not lemongrass because it doesn't smell lemony. They were planted here when we moved here, and I didn't want it to be thrown away yet because I just wanted to see if anything come of it. I did put it out on Facebook for my gardening group to see about what they thought it might be, because when I looked it up there were several different maybes. So I don't know, we'll see. And that was planted today from seeds. These were seeds. These are going to be seeds. They're painted lady sweet peas. I hope they do well. And then there's my fuchsia. No, I did not plant that. I bought that. My hummingbirds love it. The same for my lantana. They love that. It was hard to find seeds for fuchsia and lantana, so I broke down and bought it. That's my rosemary that's growing good. This is some English lavender. I decided to put it in a pot because I don't have a very big gardening area as of yet. And what's cool too is when you touch it and you stimulate it, it smells like lavender. It smells really good. I got me a little baby geranium going. I potted that today. And then over here is my lemon balm, and this is basil, and I planted me some marigolds. And then over here, some more things that I planted today. These are dahlias, and they are bulbs, so I hope that they'll come up. I don't know, they're old, but I thought, what the heck, let's try it anyway. These are things that I planted for winter sowing, and they didn't do very well. So I'm hoping, I don't want to give up on it. There's a little bitty babies in there in some of these, and I didn't really want to give up on it yet. I thought maybe it just needed more sun or something, so I'm going to try on that. Planted me some snapdragons. Snapdragons are crazy. Their seeds are like, basically, truthfully, because I'm just being real, look like the size of a gnat poop. I'm like, Dadgum, this is small. How are you supposed to separate it? So I just sprinkled it around the best I could, but we'll see what happens. I have some that I winter sowed that I got a few little plants to grow. I'll show you those in just a minute, but they're gonna need to be babied, so I went ahead and got them in the garden. But so here is the beginning of our project that my honey did. This is the new little area. He's planted grass seeds and stuff too. So he fixed me all the way down the walkway a little stone flower bed. So these right here are lamb's ears that I brought from New York. So they're taking off doing well. This is what my granddaughter planted, a little fairy garden, and the fairy left some seeds in this area here and in that area over there, so we're hoping that we will get some growth out of that. This is my double extreme dahlia that I winter sowed. It's coming up good, so I'm hoping I'll get me a really pretty flower out of that. My honey made me a rain barrel, so it comes down from the gutter and into the barrel. And then we have a little spigot to get water out of it to water my plants. All of these plants that you'll see, except for what I'm going to show you, I'll point out specifically, I winter sowed. So if you remember in the last video, I told you that winter sowing is you get seeds, you put them in a milk jug or a container with a lid. You make sure that they have good ventilation and a good watering source, and you let them go. I've watered them extra a few times because we did have several days without rain and I didn't want them to get too dry, but they look pretty good. Those are going to be English daisies and some columbine, some delphinium. This is my Dusty Miller. I love Dusty Miller, and the reason why I love Dusty Miller, I know this is crazy, but I remember one time in school, I don't remember what grade it was. I do remember it was elementary, but I don't remember. It was between kindergarten and second grade. We had a project that we did in class for Mother's Day. We planted seeds and we grew, mine was Dusty Miller, and I grew it for my mama for Mother's Day. And that was the first time I ever grew something from a seed, and it grew and I loved it, and my mama made such a big deal over it that ever since then I love Dusty Miller. So even though, you know, it don't really flower much, it will at some point, little tiny flowers, but I just love it. Sentimental, I know. But there's my little snapdragons that I winter sowed. They are trying to do good, and I'm hoping that they will take off now that I got them in the ground, but we'll see. I may just have to stick with buying snapdragon that's already plants. There's my petunias. Got marigolds. I like marigolds too. I know a lot of people think of them as weeds, but I don't, because first of all, I think they're pretty, and second of all, they're good like rabbit and deer deterrents when you plant. You could plant them with tomatoes or, you know, your beans or whatever too in your garden, and it helps keep the rabbits and the deers away. There's some salvia, that's some lupine, more salvia. These calla lilies, now these I planted from bulbs in New York, and before we moved down here I dug them all up and I brought them with me. So they bloomed last year, and when Alan was doing this little garden for me, he dug them up so that I could replant them in this garden too. I got me some sunflowers. Those are the big sunflowers, so I hope that they do well. Those are a little bit persnickety also. I got me some more Dusty Miller and Shasta daisies. These are my other calla lilies. As you can see, they're coming up and they're doing their little twirly thing. I love calla lilies. That was my wedding flower. Got me some sweet peas going. We're going to get a trellis this week so I can put it in here and get these going up the trellis. There's some more dianthus, a morning glory, and this is my butterfly flowers. This is supposed to bush up and kind of spread out, so I'm hoping that it does. And then we dug our tree up from here and moved it to over here at the side. It's actually growing now. It's supposed to be a crepe myrtle. It didn't do anything at all last year, and but this year, look, I told him, I said, I think it would get better drainage over here. It gets more sunlight over here, and here we have it. Look at that. It's getting some flowers on it. I am so excited. And then this over here, I believe, coming up to, is an olive tree. I cannot figure out what else it might be, because it didn't do anything last year either. It kind of just, when they pruned it, and I think it put it in shock because it didn't flower, it didn't grow vines, nothing. But when you smell of it, it reminds me of honeysuckle. But that's not really a honeysuckle flower. So, I don't know. If you know what it is, comment and let me know. And then over here at the little well house, we have things growing. This is my peony bush. It accidentally got chopped down, and I was very upset, and when it started growing back up, we made sure that it was marked so it didn't get chopped down again. This also was here when we moved in. This is a Confederate rose bush. Again, it didn't flower very much last year because they creamed it, pruning it. I don't know why, but it started getting leaves on it now. Last year it didn't get leaves on it for a long time. Then right here is my lilies. I brought these from New York. They'll be blooming soon. And then this is my canna lily. I didn't trim it back yet because I've been babying it because I wanted to make sure it was going to grow, and look, I got me one. I'm so excited. So now I'm going to trim all these dead ones back and hope that I get me some more growth off of these other ones. And then my hydrangea. I brought this from New York with me too. She looks like she's going to do pretty good. It looks like we're going to get some little flowers on her. So that's what we've been up to. And it has been hot. Our high today was 82, I believe they said. So I've been outside all day long, working, sweating. But I love being outside, and I love taking care of my garden and my flowers and my birds. I got my bird feeders up. As a matter of fact, I just seen a hummingbird. So I do the hummingbird thing. I have bird feeders. I've got cardinals, male and female. I've got blue jays. We've had some mourning doves. We've got nut thatchers. So I try to buy the seed that gets all of them in. But I love being outside. I love my birds. I love my flowers. And I hope y'all like this update. Hope it wasn't too boring. If you know what some of these flowers are that I told you I didn't know, put it in the comments. I would appreciate it. That way I'll know better how to take care of them. But y'all have a good evening. Hug your kids. Hug your family. Love y'all. Thanks for watching.